Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Live on Xbox. I'm Sean.
And Austin's here.
So, after a week, 2 weeks off, Austin is back on the show. Last time he helped us quite a bit when we had our guest host Sawyer on. Austin was actually able to feed us some information via text throughout the episode. So, I want to say a big thank you to you, Austin. You did really help there, and that was awesome.
No problem. I really wish I could have made it for the episode. I just had some other things on the go. Yeah, it was you guys. Sawyer. I was really impressed with how he pulled through at the last second there and helped us out. So,
Yep.
no, I mean, really, the episode wouldn't have worked without him.
Yeah. So yet again, Sawyer, if you're watching, thank you very much for last week. Couldn't have done it without you. We'll just start by mentioning Austin is on location again. He's joining in remotely, so I wanted to say thanks, Austin, for making the time for the show today. I'm sure our viewers appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So, all right, let's get to it. Big week for Xbox last week, or it should have been. Crackdown 3 came out, and the initial reviews are pretty mixed.
Just give me a second here.
We had an article we wanted to pull up, so I'm sure that's what Austin's doing right now.
First, I wanted to go over, like, you're talking about Crackdown reviews. Right now, it's holding a 60 on Metacritic with 56 critic reviews. And the user score is at 4.1 out of 400, and that's 439 ratings. So that really shows you, like, it was a really mixed game. Like, some people really liked it, but on average, it was just middle of the road. And I don't know, for myself, that's hard to look at. It hurts a bit.
Well, a lot of people were expecting this to be the one that goes out of the ballpark, right?
Well, at least, like, with the multiplayer, they have, like, that big, like, like I was saying a couple other episodes, is that they were really working on that destructible environment, like using the Microsoft Azure services and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like they spend a lot of time on the tech and kind of missed out on making a game. If I would compare it to something, it reminds me of Sea of Thieves. How Sea of Thieves is more of an experience versus a video game.
Well, aren't video games just experiences?
No,
that's what a lot of.
What I mean? Like there's the systems aren't in place to make it an actual cohesive game.
Okay, so that's the big thing from Xbox this week. And it's like, sorry, I just had something pop up on screen.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to mention, you are kind of lagging out right now.
Well, let's just continue with the show. There's nothing we can do about it now that we're live.
Because of, we're having some technical problems today. So if throughout the episode there's some stuttering or whatnot, we really tried to fix it, but at the end of the day, there wasn't much we could do, and we really wanted to get live to you guys.
Yeah, it's better than last week when we do our show through Google Hangouts. They have a live feature on YouTube, and last week it actually wasn't even working. The start broadcast button was missing, so we had to do it a different way. So I'm just happy that the live button is there.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is this article from Polygon. Sean, I don't know if you want to pull it up just to show what it says, because unfortunately I can't do that from my side. But the article is from Polygon. It's titled "Crackdown 3 could be the future of Xbox games for better and worse." And essentially, because I don't know what's going on with the news, like the games media, but they seem to have some, I don't know, they're very jaded by Microsoft because of the initial reveal of the Xbox One. And it seems that they're putting a negative stigma around the Xbox name right now. So this article is saying that Crackdown 3, because it's a Game Pass game and like it didn't do so well critically, that it could determine the future of Xbox Game Pass. Like they're essentially saying that games from Game Pass aren't going to be, good, or they're just going to be so middle of the road. Like they compare it to Netflix, as in like how Netflix content could be great or just usually it's average. And I think that articles like this are the reason why games media is just like it's kind of becoming a joke. Like you hear people talk about the bias that some like the conspiracies that people like are that websites are paid off and all this stuff, and like this is just another reason why games media can't be taken seriously, because we get articles like this that are just speculatory and really just crapping on a company for absolutely no reason. Like Game Pass, in my opinion, is probably one of the best things to come out within the past couple of years for games, and this is just so disheartening to see.
I've read a few articles that are similar to this one here, but some of them are praising the Game Pass because a lot more games are getting into the hands of a lot more gamers, especially a lot of indie games. There's an article I read that called it a double-edged sword because of it's getting into the hands of gamers, but I believe the article was more going on the fact that they're getting in the hands of gamers, but the revenue is not the same as if they bought it or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know why you would complain for paying $12 to play, a brand new AAA game. It's just absurd to me. Like it's nothing against like the writer of the article. It's just in general, like I'm seeing these things and they're really just frustrating to me because they're not looking at it from the point of view of like games are expensive, man. Like I look at this and it's like I'd rather pay $12 a month than spend $80 on a game I may or may not like. Like you're really getting the best of both worlds, and you see stuff like this, and like I'm saying, like it's just I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, like the article that I had read, it's this one here. It's on a website I've never heard of, WCCF Tech. And basically it's saying that like it says it's a double-edged sword. It doesn't really explain much. Like it says it's going to be a double-edged sword, especially for smaller indies that haven't necessarily proved themselves. It's going to be some tricky waters for the smallest indies, and it's going to be very interesting to see how different platforms tackle the same problems. And like the quote on this website is just kind of taken out of context. But it says the friction for getting into Game Pass is so low. We're a new developer making a fairly ambitious thing, and we really need that community for the game to thrive. And Game Pass really made that happen. We've had a very, very smooth transition into Game Pass kind of model, but it doesn't say what this double-edged sword is. So I don't think that the developers fully are explaining what's going on behind the scenes. But I think what we know for sure is that Microsoft does plan to take this further with the XCloud.
And with the XCloud, especially with the expanding to more consoles and operating systems, I think it's just I think that it's just benefit for everyone. Like they're saying, like you get in the games get in the hands of the people who want to play them. It gets in the hands of the people who may not have given it a shot if they had to go to retail and buy it. And it's just leaving, it's just building that the game, like gamers, it's making everything just closer, because like Game Pass is, if I'm not mistaken, you could play them on both PC and on Xbox, right?
Not all of them. Crackdown
I know, but I mean the
recently
ones that
become
support
a
it,
Play
right?
Anywhere game, but right now Game Pass, it's not a Play Anywhere specific thing. Some games can play on PC, some games can play on Xbox, like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves, when you get Game Pass, that Play Anywhere title does work on PC. but you can't buy Game Pass on PC. You can only buy it on Xbox.
Okay, I guess my point, my point is just that it makes a better environment. It's kind of like when Steam on the PC opened up, early access developers could get in there, right?
Yeah. So another thing with XCloud, and now this is pure speculation. I'm just going to throw it out there. We've heard that Xbox Live is coming to Switch, and it's coming to iOS, and it's coming to Android. Now, if we take that news and pair it with the idea of XCloud, I can now see Switch playing Xbox games. That is something that I kind of sat down the past couple of weeks and I'm like, this is really weird that they're getting Xbox Live. And I'm like, oh my God, XCloud is coming to Switch. I think that's the only thing that can mean.
Sorry, could you repeat that last sentence?
I think like Xbox Live coming to Switch, it's just foreshadowing that XCloud is coming to Switch.
Yeah, and also like it being a handheld, if it can do if it has access to the XCloud, imagine being able to own or something, like that would, to me, if I'm, I don't know, on a lunch break or something, I could pull out my phone, put a couple more hours into the game I'm playing just to get further. That's something I'm myself doing.
Yeah, and like let's say Halo 6 comes out eventually, and people can play it on Switch now and Android and iOS. That could be one of the biggest games ever.
Yeah, your player base just, it triples. Like it could get so massive because, when Diablo, the newest Diablo was announced, they said, it's just for your phone. They said, well, don't you guys have phones? Well, doesn't everyone have a phone? Think about it. Like the number of people who have a phone and or are willing to, or wanting to play like higher quality games on it. Like this really just opens everything up.
Yeah. So I thought that was something that could be really cool. Like playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on Switch.
Real quick here. I saw the Alan Wake book, and it just reminds me. I cannot wait to maybe see a remaster of that game.
I don't think we will ever get a remaster of that because of the copyright issues. Didn't it get pulled right off the store?
I thought they fixed it.
I am not sure, actually. Last time I heard it,
I'm not 100% sure, but I thought they fixed it.
So for those of you who don't know, Alan Wake got pulled off of all digital stores because it had a copyright issue with the music.
Their license ran out for the songs. So if you had previously purchased it or had the disc, you keep playing it, but because it was getting pulled off the stores, I think didn't a massive discount. John?
Sorry, you cut out there. I think you're having internet connection issues.
I don't think it's on my side.
Anyways, yeah, like I just looked, it's back on PC, and it does look like they renegotiated their licensing issues.
Yeah.
Okay, I think didn't you want to bring up another thing today as well?
One thing I saw that was very interesting was with the game Anthem. Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9, Elysium, and Chappie, he recently has been working on online shorts with a new studio he opened, and he got the opportunity to work with EA, and he made a live action like fake movie trailer for Anthem. It was very cool. I thought that was neat. kind of shows you that like maybe in the near future we could get a very well done video game related movie.
Is it Neil Blomkamp who has been it wouldn't be the first time he's tried to make a video game movie that didn't happen.
Back in 2006, he was hired to direct the Halo movie, and everything was greenlit. It was about to go, and it fell through. But Peter Jackson was producing it, so he gave him the money to then do District 9.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen District 9 yet, but I'm still disappointed that wasn't a Halo movie. So I don't trust Neil Blomkamp to do anything with video games. But that's me.
What?
Sorry, Austin, it looks like we had lost you completely there for a moment.
Okay, I was just saying it's not his fault the movie fell through. It was all on the executive side.
Well, still.
He also made the Halo 3 trailer like video series called Halo Landfall. It was done with some of the assets that they made for the movie, and it's an amazing short.
I actually haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it was part of the Halo 3 marketing campaign. It was probably, in my opinion, the best live action Halo short so far.
Oh, nice.
I mean, besides Forward Unto Dawn.
Okay. In other news, video game related, the Fortnite Battle Pass has had a huge announcement. It had a huge announcement on Thursday. So basically, they came out with these overtime challenges. So with Fortnite, they normally have, I think it's 10-week seasons, and then they move on. But this year they had a Christmas break for their employees, which is a good thing to have. And that added a couple extra weeks to the game, to the season. So instead of just having those weeks with no challenges, they decided to do overtime challenges. And the reward for finishing 13 of these overtime challenges, which are available to everyone, not just Game Pass users or Battle Pass users, is to get the Season 8 Battle Pass for free.
Yeah, I've been working my way through them. I mean, I did buy the Season 7 Battle Pass, and if I can, keep myself from having to spend my hard-earned V-Bucks on the next season, hey, I'm all down for it.
Yeah, I now don't really have a choice except to get these overtime challenges if I don't want to spend money on next season. Because yesterday, I was looking at the store, just looking at the different emotes with no intention to buy them. I do not buy emotes. I buy skins. I don't buy emotes. And I dropped my controller and it bought it. So,
really?
Yeah.
So what, now you're out like 500 or?
Yep. I had 1,250 V-Bucks and now I'm down to 750, which is 200 short of the Battle Pass.
Looks like you have to get on the grind.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I dropped my controller and looked up at the screen. I was like, no. And it was like for that soccer one that I don't even like.
Oh, I was debating getting that one.
Yeah.
But hey, I didn't drop my controller, so I don't have it.
It's the paddles, man. The paddles.
Did you look into the Division 2 beta that happened over the week?
I did not.
I think they had the beta and they showed up, like they had a couple areas open and a couple missions. For myself, like I did play the main missions of the Division, like the first one. It might be something I would like to spend my time in. It's just, it looks very similar to the first. Like my opinion, just from what I saw, I didn't play it. It kind of looks like an expansion to the Division 1. But I guess that's inevitable when you're making a sequel to a game that was very repetitive.
Yeah. Games are going to look similar when they're sequels.
Yes, but I mean like the they didn't change, like from what I saw, they didn't change enough because the Division 1, every bad guy was like a bullet sponge, right? So you're just sitting there behind cover, shooting at him until the health bar goes away, and it's like I spent like 30 minutes fighting one guy because instead of making the like fight more difficult, they ended up just increasing their life points to make it the difficulty go up. So the same thing is true about the second one. So for myself, like I don't know, I have thought I would get into the Division 2 eventually, but I might have to put it on the back burner. And if I were to pick between that and Anthem, I might see what Anthem's got to offer.
Is Anthem's not coming to Game Pass, but is Division 2?
I think it's on EA Access.
Oh, isn't Division Ubisoft?
Yes.
Then why is it on EA Access?
No, I thought you were talking about Anthem. Sorry.
No, I said Anthem's not coming to Game Pass, but do you know if Division 2 is?
I'm not sure, but they did premiere it at the Xbox E3.
Okay. So there's a chance. Other news, Far Cry 5 Far Cry New Dawn came out this week. I have looked it up a little bit. I haven't looked at review numbers, but it was thought that because of the price point of anywhere between $30 Canadian and $49 Canadian and $29 Canadian. I've seen it.
It's usually $30 in the US or 40, and then it's 50 here.
Yeah, I what I'm saying is I saw it for $30.
Oh,
and I
okay.
saw it for $50. So for a game priced in that price range, it was expected that it's going to be a short, maybe 3-hour game. But the playthroughs that I have seen, they're about 5.5 hours.
It's pretty good. And with Far Cry, I mean, there's a lot to do. Like, it's a very big open world, and I know, like, when I played Far Cry 3, I spent a lot of time just messing around, driving and whatnot. So you probably could you could squeeze a couple more hours out of that.
It got 7 out of 10 on Steam and a 73% Metacritic rating.
Honestly, that's a lot better than I thought it would do. When I saw that reveal at it was at the Game Awards, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. When I saw that, I don't know, for myself, I wasn't interested, and I didn't expect it to do numbers like that at all.
Yeah, and it also got a 7.5 out of 10 on IGN.
Well, I don't know. IGN's very hit or miss for me.
But I'm just saying numbers.
Yeah, I know. It's I think they gave Crackdown a solid 5 or 6.3. I could be wrong. I think it was like 5 or 6.3.
Yeah, but still very good numbers for a game that you didn't expect to have good numbers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So that I am hesitant to check it out because I haven't played the 5th one yet. And this one is the first true sequel to a Far Cry game.
Yeah, you're right. I've never even thought about that. Because
it takes place 17 years after the events of Far Cry 5.
Yeah, it picks one of the endings and it makes it canon.
Yeah, well, obviously the ending with nuclear bombs.
Yeah. I never thought about like you're saying, like it's the first non-anthology Far Cry game.
Yeah. So something different
of Far Cry
paying off.
I'm pretty sure Far Cry 2 was a Games with Gold from either last month or this month. I can't remember. Yeah. But if you guys have a chance, it's a very interesting game. There's some weird mechanics in it, like being affected by malaria, which I never thought would be a game mechanic, but it's pretty solid.
Yep. Far Cry New Dawn also reached #1 in the UK game charts.
Wow. Okay.
So it beating out Metro Exodus.
Oh, speaking of Metro Exodus, I am so excited to get my hands on that game. I haven't played through Last Light yet, but I've read both the books and played Metro 2033 twice. And Metro Exodus just looks insane, like amazing. And it's getting good reviews right now. It's at 80 on Metacritic, which very good.
Down to 79 on Metacritic and has a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, I don't know. It's impressed me from everything I've seen. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. Metacritic, sorry, that for some reason Wikipedia took just the PS4 rating.
Okay.
Because
I
apparently
think for
they have
Xbox, it
different
had
ratings.
a rating of 80.
So PC has 84, PS4 has 79, and Xbox One has 81. Which,
Oh, 81.
come on, critics, I am now talking to you. It's a game that is the same for every console you play it on. Stop rating them as different games.
I can totally agree with that. It drives me crazy when you watch a video review or something, and the game's on PC and the game's also on Xbox and PS4, and they start to say like, oh well, I could get higher frame rate on my computer. Well, no, duh. Like that's like a console gets capped off because of the hardware that's in it. Like that doesn't mean that the game's worse.
Yeah. It's like you're not reviewing the console. You're reviewing
Like
the game.
if it's a
And when
bad
you
port,
review a game, you're reviewing the mechanics that it introduces to the community, to all of gaming, and you're reviewing the story that the game gives the viewer, the gamer. You're
I
not
can see.
reviewing how good the hardware is.
Well, I can
Plus,
see it
if you're
if
doing
it's a
that,
bad port.
what are your standards for rating a PC game?
Well, obviously, like 8,000 FPS, right?
Oh, for sure. All the FPS guys, all the
Um,
FPS.
what I was trying to say there is that it's some like if it's a bad port, I can understand them, putting a warning or whatever on like we reviewed it on this and because of X, Y, and Z, the console port is really bad. I can see that, but it doesn't mean that the game overall is bad.
No, I'm like, let's say we're playing through A Way Out. We'll touch on that in a bit. But let's say I am playing A Way Out on Xbox, which we are. I'm not going to not tell my friend on PS4 to not play A Way Out because it might not be as good on PS4. They're the same game.
It reminds me of Resolution Gate back in 2013 when the Kinect was using up some resources on the Xbox One, and people were like, "I can't believe it's only running at 960p." It's like, no, dude, you're not going to notice it that much.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, you're not going to base rate a game on the hardware restrictions. You're going to rate the hardware restrictions. Like you're going to rate the console based on hardware restrictions, but not the video games that it's playing.
I mean, if the like I'm saying, like if it's a bad port for console, I can see that,
Yeah.
but that's not the case.
No one ever said Breath of the Wild was a bad game because it only runs at 30 frames on the Wii U.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, games journalists and games media is just it's becoming more of a joke to me.
For our viewers, yes, we are live on Xbox, but we will always rate a game based on the story and the game mechanics that it brings to gaming. We're not going to say a game is bad because of its hardware that it's running on.
Yeah, for me, I am very much like an Xbox gamer, but I never shun another console because, like, if someone plays on PS4, fine, that's what they play on. But I will judge the company on their business practices, and that is why I'm an Xbox fan, especially this generation.
Yeah, like I am an Xbox gamer. But I never shunned the PS4 when we played it.
Yeah, that was our first next generation console. So I mean, like, who are like that would be so hypocritical if we were to go around saying PlayStation worst company, Nintendo worst company. Like, no, it's just different consoles. That's all. It's different names.
Yeah, like I've had all of the next gen consoles. I've had every version of the Xbox One. I've had the Switch, and I've played the PS4. But I stuck with the Xbox One X, because that's what I preferred gaming on. It has nothing to do against the other consoles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's touch on something a little bit serious here. and it's Activision.
Oh,
Or
I was really disheartened to see that what was happening.
yeah, it's Activision Blizzard. They after 12 months of record-setting financial performance, they laid off 800 people.
Do you know what division they laid them off from, or was it like company or corporation wide?
It was Blizzard.
Oh, Blizzard employees. But see, that to me, I think could be that. I think I sent you an article saying that the CEO of Activision had got a major bonus in one of the last couple years, like a couple million or whatever, and you're gonna go lay off 800 people who arguably are bringing in or making some of the best games in your company.
Yeah. So according to Polygon, Bobby Kotick, he is the CEO, I believe. Well, anyways, he had a salary of 1.75 million and then made another 26 million in stocks and other equities.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was referring to.
then the CFO also was given a 3.75 million cash bonus and another 11.3 million in as yet unearned performance-based equities. And they laid off 800 of their workers.
Do you think it's a result of the backlash from the Diablo mobile reveal?
When you have record-setting numbers and you're paying your CEO and CFO that much based on how the company's doing, I don't think you have any reason to lay off 800 people. You're making a ton of money. And then
Also, if I'm not mistaken, bonuses come after the fact, right? So
yeah, they're performance based.
Why are you giving them a couple $1 million in bonuses when you could probably put aside maybe $10 million for salaries and like payroll?
Yeah, and like it's completely different than what Nintendo's former president did. Satoru Iwata, I think I said that completely wrong. He took a pay cut to save jobs when it came to it.
Yeah, they're the people making first of all, they're making your money, they're making your games. And like if you look like Blizzard, like they put out Overwatch a couple years ago. That game is huge, and you can't tell me that like yeah, okay, their development cycles are a little long, but you can't tell me that when they put out a game, it doesn't sell.
Yeah, and World of Warcraft and Warcraft is still going on. How many years has it been for that?
Like since the early 2000s, like it's ingrained into our speech. Like you say, "Wow," like people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, and we are dealing with Activision, and other companies that have joined it do not like how Activision operates. Bungie had left, which look,
I read that apparently the reason why Bungie and Activision split was because of poor Destiny 2 sales, and Activision wasn't happy with it.
yeah, well, but Activision is really getting painted as a villain in the video game market now.
They have been for a while.
Yeah, and it's not getting any better. And you know what? People will buy their games because of the games they make. They are quality most of the time. But it's companies don't like making games with them. And it is now reflecting their business practices are becoming more public every single
It's affecting their employees.
Yeah.
Another like say what you want about EA's, EA for the past couple of years. Like I don't think I've read a story about EA, firing 800 people in a financial bonus, like a financially successful year. Like it really just it kind of makes me upset.
Yeah.
It
So
really, I don't know, stuff like this is why people get very jaded with companies like AAA companies.
yeah. So it's very unfortunate, and I hope Activision can clean up a lot of its mess, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. And they will continue to be the bad guy and the villain of the video game market until they can clean up their act.
The last thing I want to say about that situation is I hope that everyone, all the people working who got let go, the workers, I hope they land on their feet. Maybe make a studio or two, or find jobs at another major developer, because it's a shame.
Yeah. So, all right, let's look forward to the rest of the month here. Video game releases we have coming in the next 2 weeks here. We have Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I have no idea what that is.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Phoenix Wright is a Nintendo exclusive, Sean.
No, it's not. It's for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Comes out on February 22nd.
Really? I've always known them the games to come out on like Game Boy and DS and stuff. I mean, like, I don't know. I could be wrong, but
yeah, the original. This might be a remaster. It looks like, but it came out for Nintendo Switch, Microsoft Windows, Nintendo 3DS, Xbox One, and PS4.
Okay.
So that is coming out on the 21st. Anthem is coming out on the 22nd. Big day. I'm looking forward to it. Some people are already playing because of the way EA is releasing this game. It's available on PC.
Through EA Access. I'm not sure what systems.
Yeah, it's available on, I think, PC and Xbox One right now. And I think you could have purchased a higher priced one to get it early. I could be wrong. But that game will be available to everyone to play on the 22nd. I am looking forward to it. I don't have high hopes, but I'm excited. I haven't had high hopes for an EA game in quite some time, but this one looks good.
Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping my eye on it. I mean, just because games are so expensive, probably won't be able to play it. I mean, if it's a long-lasting game, I might be able to play it, given a couple months. But I will definitely keep my eye on it and see how it goes, because it's something that interests me for sure.
Yeah. And then on the 22nd, we also have Metro Exodus, which will be having its public release. So that one's a big one.
I am I know I keep saying I'm very excited for these games, but like Metro is something that I've been following since, the release of the first one. And like I've, like I said, like read the books, and it's been about 5 years since the last time when they released the remasters. So it's definitely been something I've been waiting for, another one. And they just wrapped up the main trilogy of the book series, so I'm excited to see where they go in the video game world.
Yeah. And then on the 26th, we have Dirt Rally 2.0 and Lego Movie 2, the video game.
Isn't that a little bit of a late release for the Lego Movie game?
Well, I think games based on movies, they're not as common as they once were. But when they were popular in the early 2000s, their storyline deviated greatly from the actual movie. And I think that was to make sure that there were no spoilers and that people still saw it in theaters. So I think that's why we have the delayed release on this one.
Okay.
So that they could actually make it movie accurate, like Lego video games usually do, and that they're not spoiling the movie for a lot of people.
You also pointed something out that I never thought about. In terms of licensed games, the Lego games are probably at least back when they first started, like they were probably the best, the most well done licensed games I've played. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, they have always been spot on. And I think that's one of the reasons why people of all ages like them, I think, and they're fun. I played Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones. Yeah, they're fun. They're good games. And that's one that I think will be open to a younger market and people will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is that. I haven't been able to find a confirmed page saying what our games on Gold will be next month. Have you been able to find anything on that?
No, not yet. But if you don't mind, could you repeat, like, just let us know what the games with gold are for this month?
Games for on gold. I actually haven't looked this month. This month, it wasn't this month the one with Far Cry 2?
If I'm not mistaken, it was Far Cry 2, Celeste, and there was another one. I can't remember what the third one was.
Sorry, right now it's Super Bomberman,
Oh, okay.
Curse of the Moon, which is a blood-stained Curse of the Moon,
Oh,
and
okay.
Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy.
I'm Bomberman R, Super Bomberman R, I think was a Nintendo Switch launch title. Mixed reviews on that one, but Bloodstained Curse of the Moon or Curse of the Night. I forget what the title was exactly, but if I'm not mistaken, it's a Castlevania kind of inspired game. And you know, the Star Wars Jedi Academy games are really good. So if you get a chance to play them, pick it up. It'll be worth your time.
Yeah, and Super Bomberman R was indeed a Nintendo Switch launch title.
Okay.
So it's coming to other consoles starting. Why am I saying starting? It's come to other consoles a year after the Nintendo Switch release, and it's now free for the month if you have gold. So, alrighty. Am I missing anything? I think we touched on everything we talked about touching on today.
I think we hit all the points that I wanted to get to today.
Yep. One thing I did want to let our viewers know is we have started working on our a way out video. We have 2 hours of gameplay to sift through and edit. We're not doing a live stream for that one. That one is going to be a touched up edited video. But so far, my thoughts on this game is it is absolutely amazing. The gameplay, it's split screen the whole way through, and it's just exhilarating and fun. And I think it's one of the best multiplayer games I've played in a long time.
It's definitely a really good example of how you could do online split screen games, because I could see your screen, you can see my screen, and the way they just weave the whole thing together, it's really incredible.
Yeah. So we'll update you on the status of that. It is going to take some time to edit. Like I said, it's 2 hours of footage and we're not even done the game. But hopefully we'll get that out to you soon.
Keep your eye on the channel just in case we do drop it. We will probably put out a tweet or something on our Twitter.
Yeah, we'll put out a tweet on our Twitter. And if you're subscribed, there's a notification button. It's the bell down below us, I believe, and that will alert you for when we go live or when we post another video. We're still coming up with a schedule for our game release videos because everything's not going to drop on Sunday. We're going to give you some content during the week as well. And right now we're just deciding what that day will be, but we'll update you as soon as we figure out when that is.
Yeah, so just stay tuned to our Twitter, YouTube, and yeah, we'll keep you in touch, or we'll keep in touch.
Follow us on Twitter, and share us. Every share, every like, every retweet, it counts and it matters. If you like what we're doing,
to see the see you guys, comment and get when you see honestly when you see right now I think we're at 7 subscribers.
Yeah, we're at 7 subscribers.
And when you see that number go up, even just by 1, it really just motivates me to keep wanting to pump these things out.
Yeah, we make these videos for you. We are getting quite a bit of interest. We've been watching our analytics. We've been watching the amount of views on our video. We're trying to figure out what you guys like, and any little bit of advice or reviews or whatever, if you have it, leave it in the comments below. We look at that stuff. And if you want to see us do something different or want to see us create different content, or just have general feedback, it's greatly appreciated if you leave that in the comments. So I think with that, we've covered everything we've wanted to. A little bit of a shorter episode today. It's a little strange. But I want to thank Austin for joining us remotely today.
Yeah, no problem. I honestly think that, in my opinion, like this has been my personal best discussion on the show so far.
So, yeah, it's been a good conversation today. And yet again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. And like I said, hopefully we're going to be getting more content to you. It's been a little bit of a slow news month, but hopefully that'll pick up. Every day we're getting closer and closer to E3. You know what I forgot to, isn't Overwatch League on right now?
Honestly, I don't keep up with esports as much as I should.
Yeah, so I think Overwatch League is on or was on, so maybe you guys want to tune into that. That's not really my thing, but anyways, hopefully this we'll get some more news as we approach E3, because that's coming up in the next few months here, and normally rumors start to spread around this time.
Yeah, so thanks, Sean, for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Austin, for joining. Thanks to you guys for watching. And as usual, stay live on Xbox. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, follow us on Twitter. We have our Twitter up there. I mean, we have our YouTube up there, Twitter down there, Twitch, which has been very inactive, right there. So thanks, everyone. You guys have yourselves a great day. For those in Western Canada and other places across Canada, have a good Family Day Monday, and enjoy your time with your loved ones. All right. Thanks for being live on Xbox.